It's showtime.
BS and Beer Media, in association with STWF-TV, the Podcasting Network.
Introducing the best in the world! Ooh, yeah!
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. It is Best in the World, hashtag BITW, and we're going to be talking WrestleMania for sure. I'm Dale. We got Jeremy in the house for a second straight week. What's going on, man?
No, not too much. Glad to be back.
I didn't scare you off, you know? There we go. And a second straight week again. Jake in the building. Jake, how you doing today, man?
Hey, actually, that's the third straight week. A matter of fact, I'm happy to be here. I'm excited for this weekend. I'll tell you that.
I like it. I like it, man. Oh, well, we are in full effect. WrestleMania season. Everything's going down. Everybody's excited about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well. Look, I'm getting excited about it for sure. Getting some video clips here from Trell. He's out there enjoying the festivities and everything like that. So I figure we can just take in a little bit of his scenery before we get started here. This is part of what he sent me here. So it looks like he's at the store here where everything is being sold, WrestleMania World. So getting it in. So it's good stuff. Good stuff from Terrell. Appreciate him checking in and showing us what's up with WrestleMania World out there, man. So all right, man. So let's get into the show and break down these cards, WrestleMania Night 1, Night 2. And also, let's talk Stand and Deliver, too. So before we get into WrestleMania, but real quick, let me just ask you guys this. I know you said you're excited, but Jeremy, compared to last year, WrestleMania, going into WrestleMania, do you feel you are equally excited, or is it going down a little bit? What do you think?
I think it's going down a little bit.
Yeah.
I think the build has been slow,
Mm-hmm.
and it may be too little too late. But they've got some great matches.
Absolutely. The card is great. What about your anticipation, Jake?
Compared to last year, it's definitely gone down. Last year, I was excited for both nights. Both nights were chock full of just outstanding matches, great storylines, everything. This year, I'm more excited about night one because I looked at the setup for the nights. Night two kind of blows, but night one, it's nonstop kick-ass action. I'm all for it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think the story, Cody finishing his story, was the best story that they could have possibly told, and that's why the anticipation isn't as great this year as it was the previous one. So it's just a case of them not being able to outdo themselves every single year. It's hard to do.
Yeah. And it was crazy at the end of last year too. As soon as WrestleMania ended, and you got everyone in the ring with Cody. It actually felt like the end of a chapter. And Monday Night Raw was like what they say when they have new seasons of Raw. It felt like a brand new season. It's like, oh wow, this is fresh, this is new, this is the next season. It's you didn't get it this year. I don't know.
I think they almost had it with Jey this year, but I think he peaked. They should have put the title on him at Saturday Night Main Event. And then maybe even have the rematch with Gunther and possibly put the title back on Gunther this weekend.
Yeah, that's a good thought there, man. I do think Jey, look, he's still over for sure. Still wildly popular, but yeah, it's not as crazy as it was like back when he was in France, you know, when the yeeting and all that stuff really got started there. So yeah, it just with everything, it runs its course, you know. So can't blame him for that. All right, man. So let's talk first off about NXT Stand and Deliver. Kind of just gonna go all over the place here with this. So let's start off with this fatal four-way match at Stand and Deliver for the title. Stephanie Valcar versus Jordan Grace versus Julia versus Jada Parker. So let's start with you, Jeremy. Big thoughts here about this match. Julia coming back off the injury, going right at her friend. Jada Parker always talking smack, just hadn't won that big one yet, but she's always talking. And Jordan Grace, I mean, the newly acquired Jordan Grace, right? And they're going to build her eventually. So what do you expect to happen with this match?
I think it's too soon for Jada and also Jordan. Possibly a title change with Julia, but I really think that it's going to stay on Stephanie.
Okay. Jake, what you got?
I'm always for, you know, the bigger the match, the best you're going to get. This, I just feel like there's too many cooks in the kitchen. They did not need to add Jordan Grace to this match. They kind of played us. We all thought Julia was on injury. Apparently, she's not injured. She had problems with her visa. Thought she was going to be gone longer. Maybe you could have just had her go away instead of, you know, dropping the title early and have this be the Stand and Deliver pay-per-view. Or if this is how it was going, just Jada versus Stephanie, and actually let her come back for the NXT after Stand and Deliver. I just feel like there's too many people within this match, and I hope they put together a solid match, but I feel like there's just too many people, too many cooks in the kitchen.
I feel you. I think it's more that you know, I think the Julia thing was unexpected, the whole visa thing, like you said. And so the fact that they had her and she's healthy and here, like, why not use her? So throw in a match, you know, and make a multiple person match. And that was the answer, and that's what they did. I see Stephanie retaining. I don't see them pulling off of her just yet, especially, you know, seeing that they kind of pivoted to her with Julia having that visa crisis kind of thing. So yeah, I think they're gonna go with Stephanie and ride that horse pretty good. I thought the presentation between Julia and Stephanie when they first came out, I thought Stephanie didn't have quite as big an entrance as Julia, which made me think, okay, WWE's putting their money here. Not saying that they don't believe in Stephanie at all, but I think they're betting the big money on Julia.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
I agree with that.
Yeah. All right. So let's look at another matchup. We got Ricky Saints versus All Ego Ethan Page for the North American Championship. This is the one where the crowd is chanting, Tony fumbled because he had all these guys and he didn't use them, and now they're in NXT doing work. So with Ricky Saints getting the title so soon, I seriously doubt he's going to drop the title. I am curious to see how far this fight between him and Ethan Page is going to go. If it's going to go past Stand and Deliver, or if this is just a one and done kind of thing. I do like the way they built Ethan Page here in his character. Jeremy, what's your thoughts here?
I've been watching Ricky since he was in NWA, and he's going to be a star.
Yes.
This is going to be a great match, but like you, I'm not sure where they're going to go with it. But I think Ricky's going to end up retaining. Yeah, it's too soon.
Too soon. Yeah, exactly. Jake, what you think?
Absolutely think he's going to retain. But I am a fan of the whole Tony Fumble chance because we all know how big of a hater of AEW I am. I think it's going to be a banger of a match, though.
Yeah, man.
Both of them can go.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think about Ethan Page's character though in NXT, Jake?
I've loved it since he got there. I like how he walked out and had zero entrance music when he first debuted and got in, and when he finally had a contract signing, he signed the contract. He started doing the ego thing. I'm like, man, I mean, I saw what he could have been when he first started and had his small little glimpses in TNA, had a chance to blow up with AEW, then he comes over and he absolutely blows the roof off as a guy in NXT. I think he's done great, and I'm excited for him. I love his theme song, too. I think he's got a great theme song.
Yeah, I do like his theme song, too. Ricky's not bad either. He's got his little thing where he does the 3 pumps in the air or whatever, and he's got it all synced up. So that's great. I got no issues with him, man, at all. So good stuff from WWE and getting everything together with these guys, man. All right, so let's look at the women's ladder match for the North American title. We've got a bunch of ladies here. I actually don't even know everybody's name. So, all right. So, what do we think about this one? This championship is vacant, right? So, Stephanie Becker gave that up, and this is the perfect way to decide the new champ. Put the title on top of the ringing from the rafters or whatever, and let them go up and get it. Do you have a favorite in this match here, Jeremy?
I like Kalani. I've been watching her for a while, and she's improved so much. So I think she'll end up taking it.
Okay. Jake, what you think?
Me, I'm trying to whittle it down. I honestly think their best play and the funnest play is the returning Thea Hale to take it. She's put in the work. She's been there. She's gone through the ringer. Was part of a faction. Give her a chance to shine on her own. Kalani's already had her moment in the spotlight. Sol Ruka and I forgot the other girl's name. They're in a faction, so that wouldn't work.
Yeah, I forget her name.
Izzy Dane's in there, and she's got her own thing going on with the family at the moment. I think she's with the family. If she's not with the family, she's with the other group. And Lola Vice is still way too green for me to even get behind. I don't care how nice her assets are. She's too green for me. So I'm going Thea Hale because I really like her. I like the work she's put in. She's a that lunch pail type of person you want in a job, and she's improved so much since when she started. So give it to the returning Thea Hale. I think that'd be a nice twist.
There we go. Terrell checking in. He's saying Lola Vice gets the win here in this matchup. So I agree with what Terrell's saying because, all right, Lola Vice got a little push. And, we were doing the little MMA kind of matches and all this kind of stuff in NXT, had Shayna Baszler come down and all that. She was getting a push. And then I don't know what happened, but something stopped. And they just went away from Lola. And so now she's back. It's a perfect opportunity to give her the ball, let her run with it. I think this is where they go with it. Out of all these ladies, I can see Lola Vice being the one to pull it off.
Did she have a minor injury or something that we didn't know about?
It's possible.
Because she is coming straight over from MMA, and she could have had a lingering injury. I know she's been there for a minute, but it still could have been a lingering injury.
Yeah.
Zarya is the other one's name.
Zarya. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she was part of the big transition that they did because they had a lot of female NXTs going up. She came in. Jordan Grace was on her way in. Julia, Stephanie, and there was one more. They brought in like a big group of 5 women that were all powerhouses in the Indies, and they've all impressed so far. So great signings, guys. Great signings.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So, I am curious to see what they're gonna do with the tag team of Sol Ruka and what's her name again? But
Zarya.
Zarya. To see if they're actually gonna give them a push or not as a tag team. I know they're working a whole opposites kind of angle and stuff like that, which is cool. I have no issue with that. So,
and when she came in too, they set her up to be like a beast, and now they're kind of showing a softer side to her.
Yeah. And I think that was maybe like a little bit of a fumble to put her with Sol Ruka so quickly. Like I get the whole dynamic, that you want to do this really crazy person versus a normal carefree kind of person and kind of even each other out in the tag team. That's cool. Got no problem with that. But we never got to know her as a WWE wrestler.
No, I think it's typical WWE. We have nothing for you, so we're going to put you together.
Yes, exactly. And so that's definitely a knock on the way they handled her character and going forward. Well, hopefully we'll see what they do going forward. But all right, the next one we've got Hank and Tank versus Fraxium. I was surprised to actually see Hank and Tank run the gauntlet.
Yes. Yes. They are fun to watch, though. They really are.
Yeah.
They've got that fun energy about them.
Right. Now, I know Axiom and Nathan Frazier have been getting some matches on the main roster.
Right.
And just popping up, right? Just out the blue or whatever. So I could see them getting drafted or whatever whenever they decide to do another draft. Usually it's sometime after WrestleMania, right? But we'll see if that's what they do this year. But I could see them getting drafted and getting to the main roster when you have this turn of the page on the year. So I actually can see them dropping the titles here to Hank and Tank and them letting Hank and Tank run with this thing. Jeremy, what you think?
Yeah, I can see that too, because it seems like they've been teasing a split between Fraxium too for 2 months now. So I could definitely see it.
Yeah, that's exactly, Terrell. Exactly. We did show one of your videos from WWE World earlier, Terrell. So definitely appreciate that. Showed it right at the top of the show there. So, all right, yep. But I'm wondering how Hank and Tank is gonna do holding those titles in NXT and how they're gonna look with it, man.
Well, they could possibly be transition champions over to Dark State.
This is true. Good point. And that brings up our last, one of our other matches here is Dark State versus the D'Angelo family. Now the 6th man, so I wonder who they're gonna leave out or Dark State. Because I was wondering, like, when they made the match, like, y'all need another person. Like they got 4 people over there. Y'all need another person. But so yeah, they're gonna do a 6-man tag. We'll see which guys are chosen here. I don't see any reason for the D'Angelo family to pull out the win here when you're trying to push this Dark State thing.
Right.
I think they go over. Jeremy, what you think?
Yeah, I agree with that. At this point, the Angelos are established. And not only that, but they're kind of teasing a split between the underboss and Tony too. So
Yeah.
yeah, I could definitely see a Dark State going over.
I could see that too. That would upset me. I honestly would love to just see them all go to the main roster together, and take the whole mafia thing to the main roster. You know, like that's what I want to see, man.
I agree. There's gonna be a lot of fun with that, taking the mafia thing to the main roster. I like that. And
yes.
plus, Tony D'Angelo can go, and I did not realize that he was in like barely his mid-20s. He's a young talent ready to go. He's awesome.
Yeah. What's up, too? Oh man. But so what do you think about Dark State so far? What we saw this week on NXT, how they're being presented, their work or whatever we're seeing in the ring. Jeremy, what do you think about Dark State so far?
I like them. Since the week before last week, I wasn't really too sold on them, but the more I'm seeing them, the more I'm liking them.
Okay. Jake,
you got your infamous parking lot. They're just
right. Yes.
creeping up on people. No, I really like that.
Yes. Jake, what you think about Dark State here, man?
I like them because they're an edgier Shield, but they're not as crappy as, riff-raff talent that they don't know what to do with. It's fresh. It's nice. Just like we talked about last week. The whole way they're building them, the whole way they're doing their thing, I like it. Keep it up.
Hey, you know what, Took? He said better than the Wyatt crap. Maybe this is where we see the Wyatts come next. Because they need to do something with the dang on Wyatts. Like they brought them back and then they put them on the shelf. Let them come and mess with Dark State.
Well, I think Bo Dallas is hurt.
Oh, okay.
He should be coming back here soon, though.
That's also why if you've noticed, you haven't seen Alexa Bliss much.
Yeah.
In the last month, 2 months, because they're waiting for Bo to be completely healed so that she can come back, and it's going to be a whole thing.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. Charles said Bo is cleared, so maybe Raw the Mania. We get something with that. That's possible. Yeah. But yeah, I think this will be a good place for you see the Y6 right here to beef with Dark State. So yep. All right, let's look at our next matchup, which is for the NXT World Championship. We've got Oba versus Trick versus Javon Evans for the NXT title here. The build up for this has been pretty good. I like the dynamic between Javon Evans and Trick. There is similar to how they're doing with IYO SKY. Javon Evans is IYO SKY. Do you see the similarities here, Jeremy?
I do. They're just writing him off like he's a non-factor.
Yeah.
It has been a great build. I could honestly see him pulling off the upset.
Right. Because
Trick's going to get called
page
off.
turn. Yeah, I agree. Because of the page turn, I could see Javon Evans pulling this thing out, man.
So I could see Trick and Oba being called up. So why not put the title on him?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I don't remember if it was yesterday or 2 days ago, but I was talking with Jeremy at work, and I was like, I don't really know how I see this match going, and he basically talked me into it. I'm a huge Javon Evans fan. I would love to see him win. Jeremy made me think it's an actual possibility. Hey, they want them up on the main roster. Trick has been teased to go to the main roster for months. I'm like, Oba, he's right there. They love him. They want to move him up too. Javon can pull this thing off. I'm like, you've taught me into it. I want it.
Oba is the future of the heavyweights.
Yes, for sure. Yes, I think it is too. I think Oba and Trick make it to the main roster after this. The page is turned. They will be on the main roster. Who knows what happens there and which side they go to. That's going to be interesting to see what they do. So this could be a mass exodus from NXT.
Well, if I remember correctly, they said that they only want the talent in NXT for 2 years. If they can't make it, they're getting cut.
Right. Yep. So I see these two going to the main roster and these two. So we're talking 4 people here. And hell, I mean,
Possibly
the family, it can't be that far behind, honestly.
Tony, definitely.
Yeah. So that's possible. They break up the entire family and just let Tony go solo. Mm-hmm. That would suck, though.
Yeah. Or they end up keeping the family together. Tony moves up, and the underboss takes over the family.
Yeah, but then Tony would be sitting in catering.
That's the next step. Yep. All right. Well, that covers NXT Stand and Deliver. So let's get over.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I like Stand and Deliver way better than Night 2 of WrestleMania.
Wow.
NXT, they always bring it on their pay-per-views. Always.
It's a tradition, right?
Yeah.
It's definitely
go big or go home.
Like they delivered, no pun intended.
Yeah, you're setting the tone for the weekend. Yep. You're up first. Let's do it. So, have you guys ever been to like a NXT takeover or Stand and Deliver?
No, that'd be awesome to go to.
I went to takeover back in the day when it was the first ladder match for the NXT North American title. Adam Cole.
Oh, what a good one.
Yeah. Velveteen Dream, all those guys. Ricochet. It's a great match.
I'm so sad for Velveteen Dream. So talented.
That dude was freaking talented and entertaining, bro.
He was.
Oh.
He put out a real heartfelt apology too, and he didn't even really need to apologize because didn't he get proven innocent?
Yep.
So it's like, why wouldn't he give him another chance?
He spiraled after that. It's like it's just a sad situation.
Yeah, he started kind of going off on social media, and that's what messed things up. I think.
And he got arrested a couple of times after that too.
Oh yeah, that's another good point there, Terrell. Roxanne. That's another one moving up for sure. She's been popping up with different matches on SmackDown and Raw too. So, yep, definitely happening.
Too bad she sucks.
War game.
Yes, Dale, that was to piss you off. No, actually, Jeremy, they had that NXT show. Was that the Andrew Bradley? Did you go to that one?
No, I didn't go to that one.
They were recently just here, like within the last month. I didn't have any vacation time where I was going to go.
Right.
All right, we got a Jade Cargill fan. Coach saw a picture of Jade Cargill, and he's like, he's really interested now. So,
all right, that one with the titty hanging out.
All right, let's start off with this match here. The newbie in his first year with WWE is getting the match at WrestleMania. Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano.
Don't call him Chad Gable. That's going to be a really good match.
Yes. I like this whole build. Yeah. The whole thing has been nothing but entertaining.
Well, and I kind of like the digs too. I mean, I don't like the politics in my sports, but this was tongue in cheek, and I thought it was hilarious.
Yes, sprouting up from the Gulf of America. Yes. I about died, but I saw that crap. That was great, man.
Well, it'd have been funnier too if maybe Ray would have fired back with a one-liner about that, seeing how he's going up against him.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So this is gonna be interesting. So I've heard some people talk about them bringing out somebody else to put in the mask to kind of make Chad Gable innocent, in this. Now, do you think they would bring in just like a Wrangler kind of wrestler, or do you think they would bring in somebody that's worth being known about, to do this?
I think it would have to be somebody that's already on the roster.
Okay.
But who has that build, though?
I was just about to say the issue is Chad Gable's he's uniquely built himself, so it's going to be hard to try to find a guy that looks kind of wrestles like him too. I'm like, the closest thing you got, and he doesn't wrestle anymore, is Jason Jordan, but there's a skin complexion problem there. So
yeah,
that wouldn't work. But yeah, no, he's like 5'10", completely shredded. It's like it's going to be hard to find a guy that looks like. Do you know who would have been good for that if they still had him? Neville.
Absolutely. He could have did it. He could have did it. Spray tan him a little bit.
Yeah.
Make it a little tanner. Perfect. He had to put his hair up or whatever.
Yeah, unfortunately they don't got him anymore though, so it wouldn't work out.
El Creole. So who you got for the win here though, Jeffrey?
I'm gonna say Ray, and he demasks Chad Gable.
Okay. All right, you get a whole demask here. Jake, what you think? Demasking?
Considering this is probably Rey Mysterio's last WrestleMania, I think they're going to give it to him.
Really? You think it's his last one?
Yeah, they're starting to run out of stuff for him, and this is kind of like a rabbit out of the hat to give him one storyline at Mania. So, I mean, I feel like this is possibly – I said possibly, not probably – his last one.
Well, you could always turn Dominic face again and then them have a run together.
One last run for champs. Mm-hmm. I can see it.
True.
But then he'd have to cut the mullet.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. just as long as he gets rid of that stupid mustache.
I love Dirty Dom, bro. Like
I think
Dirty Dom is great, and he's over for every reason that you want a chicken shit heel to be over with.
Yep.
I couldn't love it more for him. Me and Dom's the same age. We were both born in '96.
Look, I think he wins. I think we get a partial demasking, not the whole thing. But I think I think Ray sticks around, because if anything, to me, he can just go to a part-time schedule.
Yeah.
Come back for the major events. That's it. And
he still makes some money too.
Yeah, exactly. So you trim down the schedule and let him work the major events. Come back like Undertaker.
Yep.
There you go. One match a year. Boom. So, all right. Let's talk Jade Cargill versus Naomi. This is one you've been waiting on here, Coach. I love the build. I love what Naomi's been doing with the heel work, her presentation, the stuff she's been doing backstage. I don't love how they just been having Jay beat the crap out of Naomi like multiple times in a night or whatever, when she's the bad guy. Like the bad guy should be doing the beating the crap out of him. I get Jade's like a really big, intimidating figure and stuff like that, but you can't just be, beating down the heel like that. So what's your thoughts here, Jeremy?
I think Naomi's going over.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't see it. It would just prolong the storyline. I think that's the only reason it would happen. Because what are they going to do with either of them if the story ends?
Yeah. So a lot of stuff I've been hearing is like they're gonna bring Bianca back into the story after Mania to keep this thing going. And of course that's gonna pick the story back up. But yeah, I would go with I go with Jade here for the win. But after the match, some kind of way, I think Naomi gets a beat down some kind of way on Jade. So she wins the war and not this battle, and Jade wins this one. Jake, what's your thoughts?
I think we always get at least one WrestleMania squash match, and I think this is the one.
A squash match?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Naomi getting squashed, bro?
Yeah, unfortunately.
That would be a waste.
It could be, but do you know there's always one WrestleMania squash match? And I understand Triple H makes the shorter match cards, unlike the other bombastic ones, but this could still be a squash match.
Popcorn matches are done, Jake.
We could see. Like I said, it's just my guess. It's probably wrong, like it normally is, but I'm just going out on a whim here and saying possible squash, or Naomi calls back up and gets Tamina involved, bloodline, you know.
Okay, I do like that because she could use muscle as a bad guy and stuff like that. So yeah, I could see that. Bring back Tamina for some muscle. Okay. Yeah, I think it's going to be a shorter match. Yes, I agree with you there, too. I agree with you there. Terrell got Jade getting the win, but I think he agrees with me. Like Naomi's gonna get some kind of beat down or whatever to make her still look good at the end of this, because she's still got to look strong, man. So okay. All right.
Dale, did you see her wild ass tweet, by the way?
Yes. Yes, but about the back shots.
Yeah, back shots I guess for Big Jim.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, that was great.
Yes, I loved it. I loved it. Okay, for the United States Championship, we got LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu. This is one I think it's pretty easy. I think LA Knight just a transitional champion here in this case to hand it over to Jacob Fatu. What's your thoughts here, Jeremy?
I agree. LA Knight's not as hot as he was a year and a half ago. Mm-hmm. And right now is the time to put a title on Jacob Fatu. Sky's the limit for him. He's freaking amazing. It's like I've rarely seen a big man move as well as him.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Jake?
It's going to be an outstanding match. But yeah, Fatu's going to pull this out. He possibly picked up all the steam from Jey Uso. Everyone got real big on the Samoans, right? And started to love them all over again because everything that was going on, because that was the only thing they were really pushing. Jay got all that steam slowed down because everyone was like, oh, wow, look at this other guy on SmackDown. Jacob Fatu's insane. And you saw a switch. And I think Fatu is going to win the championship. I think this is going to go on to continue a rift, possibly a match at Backlash between him and Solo. It's going to be it. I'm excited for it. And like Jeremy said, sky's the limit for Jacob Fatu. Guy's insane.
So Solo doesn't have a match on the card, which is surprising, considering he pretty much held down everything after WrestleMania last year, right? So
he really did carry the torch because Roman was gone for like the first month and a half, maybe even 2 months. And Solo carried the torch. He was the main heel. He was the one in the main event matches. Like, he got his spotlight, and the way you repay him is you might interfere in this match. It's kind of a slight. I'm not a fan of it.
There we go.
So is it possible to set up a match between Jacob and Solo at Backlash that Solo comes out and accidentally costs Jacob the title?
I can see that.
I can see that happening.
I can see that happening too. That's a really good point there, Jeremy. You got me changing my pick now. LA Knight retains, and Backlash we get a triple threat match for the U.S. Championship. Solo, Jacob Fatu, and LA Knight. That's my final answer. There we go. That's my final answer now. So yeah. All right. Next matchup. Gunther versus Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. This one picked up steam once it got personal. Gunther beating the crap out of Big Jim and handcuffing Jey to the ropes and everything, making him watch. It's personal. It's going to be blood here. And I believe, though, this is Yeetamania. So we're going to have a new champ here. Jeremy, what's your thoughts?
I think Jay's going to step his game up.
Yep.
But I've been hearing a heel turn for Jey, too. So we're going to, I think we're going to see a darker side of him.
Whoa.
So I think it's going to be a really good match, but at the same time, he's cooled off. Is it too little, too late? And it could, for Jey, I think it's kind of like a Drew McIntyre situation. It's all about the chase. So once he has the title, what do you do with it?
Right. That's good. Good point. Good point there. Jake?
Before I answer this, Dale, do you still think he's going to come out through the crowd?
Yes.
At Mania?
Yes. We're going to heat for 15 minutes. I guarantee his interest is 15 minutes long. Time it.
That's hilarious. I love it. I love the energy for it, Dale. Keep that up. Yeah, no, I think I'm with you. It's Yeetamania. He might have lost some steam. You watch the crowds, and you got the online community that's completely separated from what he does in crowd and all the merch push he does. He's still top 3 right now. The crowd still goes wild. I just see the internet haters going out there and saying some dumb shit every now and again. He might have cooled down a little bit, but when he wins that title, it's going to blow right back up, I think.
Okay.
So I'm going with Jey on this, obviously. I think it's been a long time coming. I do agree with Jeremy that I think it was one of those moments where, you had the fishing pole and the thing over there, and then you yank it back. Got you, bitch. It's Saturday Night Main Event. I think that's where he should have won it.
Yep.
And it's like, but if we get it here, the match is outstanding, which it can every possibility be. I think once that count of 3 happens, and it's going to be the match that starts off the thing. It's going to be such a high. I feel bad for match 2 because the crowd's going to need a cool down period, and it's going to be a whatever match from match 2 because the crowd's going to be so hot and crazy off of that first match.
Match 2 will probably be Ray and El Americano.
Yeah, probably so.
That would be the perfect match too.
Yep.
Now that I think about it.
Yep. Comes down, but not down.
Because like I said, the crowd's going to be needing to cool that. Exactly. Yep. And the guy that can keep them in it is Rey Mysterio because everyone loves Rey. And then you've got possibly one of the best wrestlers in WWE right now who knows how to carry a great match, Chad Gable. I don't think that they're going to, fall off and have a bad match.
Yep. Agreed. All right. And the triple threat match with Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk for nothing. So there are no stakes here.
Bragging rights.
So I'm going to say CM Punk wins because it's his headline for WrestleMania. And hell, why not? Let him win. Jeremy.
Yeah, I agree with that. I wouldn't mind seeing Roman win. Seth, I'm kind of burnt out on. And I could see Seth turning heel after this. Because he's got, when he turned on Roman the first time when they were in the Shield, he's got the same hair pattern. So that makes me think that he's gonna turn heel, like full blown heel. But yeah, I could see. I think
who takes the pin then in this match?
It would have to be Seth.
Okay.
Because it would be a nice little get back at for CM Punk, a nice little get back at Rollins since he's been
right
a clown throughout this entire thing. I am a huge my bad. I love CM Punk for the record. But no, I'm a huge Seth Rollins fan. But I'm really tired, or I'm really sick of the fact that they've kind of turned his character into just such a, lack of a better term, whiny bitch. He complains about everything. He's sad about everything. He was so good leading into WrestleMania 40 with, shutting the Rock up and everything. And then ever since then, it's always been, why me? Poor me. Why is this guy here? Why'd you do this? And just kind of, let him be the architect like he was. Let him be the badass, the chicken shit heels sometimes too. I like what Jeremy said about him going full-blown heel. It's just, I don't like what they've turned him into, and he needs another reset. And I hate to say that about a guy that's one of the best right now, but he does. He needs a reset. And I think it's the ultimate shot to him to start over, rethink himself. If CM Punk's the one that pins him, and you can't you're not going to bury Roman by having him lose a match, but they're not going to do that to Roman either. So I think obviously Paul has some huge part of this match at one point. He's going to be a focal point at one point. I just don't know what he's going to do.
Brock Lesnar.
That'd be hilarious. I like the idea of him saying, you know what, screw both of you, and he starts supporting Seth Rollins. I think that'd be a neat twist. Would that happen? I doubt it, but I think it'd be a neat twist. Other than that, no, I'm with you guys. I think CM Punk takes it. I think Seth's the one that gets pinned.
Okay. Jeremy, expand on what you were saying there.
With Brock?
Yeah.
Nobody's expecting it. I think it would be perfect. And he's not, they froze his contract. So he's still under contract with them. Okay. I mean, why not use him?
All right.
I think he'd be up for it. It'd be a big payday for him. And he's all about his money.
It's WrestleMania.
So I could definitely see it happening.
Yeah. That makes sense. All right. Well, that was night one. So let's get over to night two of WrestleMania. And this is the night where people are saying, you can watch this one from the house. They'll actually have to be there for this one. So let's go through it and then let's talk about why night one is the superior night then. Let's start off AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. And this is a match with no stakes. So I see Logan Paul winning. What's your thoughts, Jeremy?
Yeah, I agree with that. It's going to be a hell of a match. As old as AJ is, he still goes. And I can't stand Logan Paul, so that means he's doing his job.
Right.
But he came in, he put in the work. Everybody rips on him, but he is one of the best wrestlers in the company.
Yeah.
Part-timer, celebrity. Credit. Yeah, he doesn't get enough credit.
Definitely.
Bad Bunny was the same way.
Exactly. Those two broke the molds for celebrities, in wrestling. So yes,
he's got my respect. That's for sure.
Yeah, way better than Drew Carey.
WWE's got this training thing down.
Yeah.
All right, they got a machine going. They know how to train just about anybody. They get you to have a good match. So, all right. What's your thoughts here, Jake?
This is one of those matches that I was not looking forward to, and then slowly but surely started to like the idea of it because I'm realizing who's in the match. I just think they waited too late to try to build something like this. There's not enough meat on the bone for why these two don't like each other and whatever. Karrion Kross might even have something to do with this match at some point. I don't know, maybe, because he's the one that kind of put a fork in it. But these guys can both go, so that's why this match is going to be entertaining and fun to watch. I agree with Jeremy.
Crazy.
Bunny can go. AJ at his age can still wrestle like he's in his 20s. Logan Paul's just a freak athlete altogether. It's unbelievable what he can do in the ring. I might not like the whole – it's different for me. I don't like the celebrities in boxing type of deal and UFC even, maybe, if some of them tried it, which only one person has it was CM Punk. Not the point. But in WWE, I'm for it if you can do it. And he's proved that he can do it. Yeah. So I'm ready for a good match, and we'll see how it goes.
I think this match is going to be the closest AEW-like match on the card. I think there's going to be a ton of finishers, ton of kickouts. They're going to give them some time to work and wow the crowd. That's what I believe. So, next matchup, the Fatal 4-Way for the Intercontinental Championship between Dirty Dom Mysterio, Finn Balor, Braun Breaker, and Penta. So I know we're going to have like a spear, like probably Dom's going to get speared out of his shoes. Penta's going to do his thing. I think at the end of this, we finally get a Finn Balor win. Finn Balor hasn't won a match in like 5 years, but I'm calling it right now. Finn Balor is new champ. Jeremy, what you thinking?
I think Braun retains. I think this is the end of the Judgment Day. I think it breaks down between Dom and Finn there, and I think Finn will stay heel and Dom will turn babyface. But then what do you do with Liv if that happens too? Because she's doing great work as a heel.
Yes.
So
yes.
All right. So hear me out. I want to build off of that. So I like the idea. I'm going both of your ideas. I like Finn winning, but I like him screwing Dom over. Dom somehow has a magical way to win. He's about to win. Finn pushes him off, gets rid of him, dumps him, and takes the pin, and he wins the belt himself, thus pushing Dom to be a face, and Finn would stay the heel. But that would also break up the Judgment Day fully because Finn's out. You still got, Dom and Liv doing their thing. But this could also make, Dom, I got to go out and reflect now. Liv, we're going to have to take a break. They could do anything to separate them because it'd be easy. But, yeah, I think I could definitely see that. Braun could be the next because him and Jey have unfinished business. He drops the belt and goes for the World Heavyweight against Jey.
That's true.
So we'll see. It'd be interesting, but I do like the idea of Finn winning.
Yeah.
And I think that's exactly how that could go. Finn screws Dom. That breaks them up. Braun drops the title so we can go after the heavyweight title. And Jay's first title defense is against Braun because they have unfinished business because he dropped the IC title to him, I believe, correct?
Yep. I think so. So yeah, that's a perfect point there. I think Braun does move on. And so that's why you got a new IC champion. So Terrell believes Dom is going to pin Finn, and that's how he's going to become the new champ. That could be entertaining because you'll have him, Liv, and Raquel with the titles all together. That could be entertaining. So I like that. Lena also thinks Dom wins by pinning Finn. So this seems to be a popular thing there. Eh?
So it's going to be a Judgment Day member. I like it.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that I don't get. I mean, there was a WrestleMania a few years ago that they'd only had one title change. We watch these big pay-per-views because we like seeing title changes. Let some titles change hands. That's all we want.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Finn gets pissed and kicked out of the Judgment Day. Finn turns to the Demon and beats them down. Beats down Dom. Okay. I like these thoughts here, right? This could be really interesting. So many ways you can go with this Triple H. See what you want to do.
And I do like that because literally this week, Jeremy mentioned something about Demon Finn. Could happen.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, next matchup. Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair, and a matchup that's become a little personal with the crap that happened on SmackDown the other week. And supposedly they were suspended, quote unquote. I don't believe anything really happened to them besides like a good talking to. Right. Stick to the script, stop going off script.
Apparently reports had that whole thing with the real life heat has not affected the outcome of the match. But that outcome of the match has not yet been leaked. I know who I want to win this. I don't believe it's going to happen, but hopefully WWE knows what they're doing, which they've proven that they don't sometimes, and they let Tiff keep the belt because there's no reason to take it off of her.
Yeah, the whole match is created to boost Tiffany Stratton. Mm-hmm. Like that's what this whole thing was. That's why Charlotte won, to give Tiffany Stratton that rub that she needs. So
what's it do for Charlotte? Nothing.
It does nothing for Charlotte. Nothing. Charlotte's giving back in this case, straight up. This does nothing for her. So,
but I was listening to Busted Open, and Baron Corbin was on there.
Oh, okay.
And he said that she has an ego, so she could play the politic game, and who knows?
Yeah. I mean, I guess when you have the ability to call favors in and call your own shots a little bit, you gonna do it, when you can. So yeah. All right. But everybody agree here, Tiffany going over?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Jake, you definitely agreed, right?
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah.
Sorry, something was going on. Yeah, I'm all for Tiff here.
Yeah, got you. All right. Moving forward, the triple threat match for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. This is Rhea Ripley versus IYO SKY versus Bianca Belair. I think this will be an interesting match. Yes. I do see IYO pulling it out because she's been the one that has been like the third wheel in this whole matchup. And so I think this solidifies her as a top face in the company. Jeremy, what's your thoughts?
I agree with that. I think Bianca and Rhea's BS is going to get in the way, so it's going to keep IYO a little bit fresher, and they're going to take each other out, and IYO is going to capitalize.
Yeah. Jake, what's your thoughts here on this one?
I've hated everything about this entire story build.
Okay.
And the reason is I don't even know how to word it. I just don't like how I don't like the way they had Rhea drop the belt. I don't understand why they didn't take this opportunity to turn Belair heel. I don't know when Rhea's character kind of turned into the whiner. I don't know. There's just the way there's an ego hurt about it. Like she got her ego hurt, and this is how she's acting about it.
She turned heel.
Yeah, but without actually fully going heel, it was weak. I don't know. I'm fine with IYO pulling this out because I don't want either of the other two to have the belt at the moment.
Lena brings up a good point here. She brings up Dakota Kai, possibly running interference and turning on IYO SKY because she's not in this spotlight here. And Dakota Kai has been known to turn on people. This is what she does. So okay, I like where you going at here, Lena. We'll see if you are right about that one. All right, next matchup is for the WWE title: Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. The most disappointing thing in this matchup is I honestly don't think we're going to see The Rock. And when you sold me this matchup in the beginning, I was in because The Rock was in. I was in. All right, you got me. It's okay. Cena heel turn. He talking smack on the mic. It's okay. I know Cena ring work is not going to be great. I already know that. Okay.
It never was.
Right. And he's a part-timer.
Yeah.
The ring work ain't gonna be great. All right. So see, I think Cena goes over here, but to me, to make it look good, it needed to be some kind of interference from The Rock.
Well, Travis Scott's supposed to be there.
Okay. Now you're interesting. Now it's interesting.
He's got a nice little receipt coming too.
Yes, he does.
Right. Okay.
I could see it going either way, but I agree. I think John Cena is going to end up winning. And the reason I think that is because they want a WWE grown talent to hold the record, even though we all know it's not the true record.
Okay.
It's just WCW and WWE combined.
Yeah.
Ric Flair's got, 20 some odd championships?
Yeah. But look, if you're going to pass that torch, who better than a guy like John Cena to come back, every so often and show up on TV as the greatest of all time,
I 100% agree.
So, yeah. Lena says Cena heel turn isn't just a match, it's his path to the 17th title. This could set up a legendary retirement match with Orton, where Randy wins his 15th title and sends Cena off. That's a good thought there. I didn't think about that. They pretty much came in at the same time, debuted like the same SmackDown and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that would be cool to send him out that way.
Well,
I love everything. I love everything about that because I want Randy Orton to have another title run.
And another thing with that too is he was in Evolution with Triple H. So why wouldn't Triple H let that happen?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. One thing that wasn't on, a couple things that weren't on this little graphic card here. Bailey versus Laura Valkyria versus Liv Morgan. I didn't see that one unless I passed it up. So what do you guys think about that matchup there? I think we get Liv and Raquel retaining.
Yeah.
And Bailey and Lyra, they just keep on going. I actually think they focus Bailey back on Roxanne Perez. Actually, that's what I think happens with her next.
Dale, what was that you said about popcorn and bathroom break match?
This is it.
I was thinking it. I just wasn't going to say it.
So
okay,
real quick, because I just want to get this out here. We've known Bailey to have heel turns, right? Wouldn't this set her up nice to go after the IC title if she said, you know what? Because Liv Morgan and Raquel Gonzalez, what's her last name right now?
Rodriguez.
I almost said Gonzalez, my bad. They always somehow get the lucky wins out. They something happens in their match to where someone messes up or there's a run in or a turn and they're just like, ah, ha, 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 we won again. This could be another one of those situations where Bailey's like, yeah, we're best friends. We're cool. We just got put together for no reason. Heel turn. Give me that IC belt.
Bailey just turned babyface, though. It's only been, month and a half? So.
Look, Jericho turned heel and babyface so much within 2 months. Anybody can do it.
Have her be the next Big Show.
Oh my gosh.
That's hilarious.
Another one was the Sin City Street Fight, Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. I guess Drew McIntyre is gonna win this one. That's my guess. There's no stakes really. So, Jeremy, what you think?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think both of them. I think it's going to be a hard hitting match. They're going to both lay it in on each other.
Yes.
I mean, it's probably going to be a typical big man match, not real exciting, but decent.
All right. And from night one of the matches that weren't pictured, tag team match for the World Tag Team Championships, War Raiders versus the New Day, the New Day. That's what they need to call themselves. The
another popcorn bathroom break match.
They've been building this one, Jake.
I don't
the
care.
New Day turn has been big, bro.
No one asked for this match. You know what? Cool, whatever. The New Day gets whatever. I don't care. I would have much rather have seen Grayson Waller and Austin Theory than these two. I'm sorry.
I think.
Go ahead.
I think we'll get a New Day win with new championships.
Yeah, sure. I don't care. How do you put one tag team title match on this card and not the other? Anyway.
Well, Street Profits they're gonna wrestle on Friday night, the WrestleMania SmackDown.
Oh.
Same with the Andre Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Okay, Jake.
I'm speechless.
Yeah, I could see New Day winning this, especially with their heel turn.
Yeah, they're always angry. They're taken right after NXT. Always angry.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Terrell agrees with me. The New Day gets the titles. I don't think they've really been doing much with the War Raiders holding the titles. Like they really.
I don't know how true this is, but I was reading that Big E got cleared, and that he may come down and do something. But he hasn't said himself that he got cleared.
Right. I listened to Rosenberg this week on his podcast. He's pretty cool with Big E, and somebody else brought this up, and he was like, I don't think so. I think he's catering.
I've heard Big E say that it's a quality of life thing at this point, and that he's probably never going to wrestle again.
Wow, that sucks, man.
Yeah,
that sucks. All right. Give me predictions for the night after Mania. Give me a debut that we're not expecting. What you think, Jeremy?
No, I thought about that.
Rusev Day.
Yeah. Or Aleister Black.
Okay, Aleister Black. Yeah. I like it. Those two names too. Yeah.
And like you said earlier, return of Wyatt Six.
Yep. That's my big one. The return of Wyatt Six, and Alexa. Wyatt Six with Alexa, or Alexa as part of the Wyatt Six. So, yeah, I like it, man.
Yeah, I could see her and Nikki Cross doing tag team and winning the titles.
Yep. That gets them on TV every week.
So that would actually make sense.
Yeah. Meta Girls. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's another one. I see the Meta Girls getting pushed up too from NXT.
Yeah, because they've been on the main roster a few times.
Yep. That's another one. All right. Well, look, I'm excited to see what's going to happen this weekend for WrestleMania. I applaud AEW because AEW running their shows this week on Wednesday and Thursday. I think that's good for the fans. You know, look, this is wrestling weekend, right? Everybody should eat.
well, it's smart business too. They're not going to compete with anything this weekend.
Yeah. I'd probably still run a house show, like in Vegas somewhere, like a small house show, like Ring of Honor used to do and all that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got Ring of Honor, run the Ring of Honor show.
Yep.
There you go. Put Moxie on the card somewhere, and boom, it's good. He's already in Vegas. He lives there.
Right.
It's great. It's easy. Done. Book it, Tony Khan. All right, man. So let's go wrap up the show then. And we will see you guys again next week. Appreciate everybody joining and chatting and everything like that. Jake, appreciate you coming through. And Jeremy, appreciate you as always, man, coming through. You guys are always welcome to come talk wrestling with me. Yeah, man. Just let me know whenever you want to come on, man.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
All right. We're wrapping this thing up. Kenny Omega, take us home.
Must bid you two goodbye. Mwah. Good night. Bang! Yes!
Thanks for watching our show. Remember to subscribe for more shows on the network. Smash the like button, share, and comment.